You're standing in paradise and having an existential crisis about toilet paper.
I'm not having a crisis.
Couldn't leave it rolled under, could you?
Maybe.
Seth Wheeler's 1891 toilet roll holder patent clearly shows that the paper goes over the top.
Breaking habits is all about small changes, like tying the other shoe first.
You're trying to overthrow a 135-year-old patent that works perfectly fine.
I was testing an experiment.
You're attempting a bathroom coup.
Habits are a choice. We can change them.
How far out of the bathroom did you get before going back and switching it over? Couldn't leave without changing it, huh?
The direction activates an invisible force field at the door.
You actually proved people can't change.
People change all the time. Helen Keller learned languages despite being blind and deaf. Neuroplasticity rewrites the brain. New pathways form. People change.
They're examples of people remaining themselves despite extraordinary circumstances.
No, those people changed.
Helen Keller was still Helen Keller.
She became more than people thought possible.
Agreed.
Which means she changed.
It revealed who she really was.
What about Roger Bannister? Before 1954, doctors, psychologists, runners believed that breaking the 4-minute mile would stop the heart.
I bet you broke the record changing the roll back around. You timed yourself, didn't you?
The point is, Bannister did the impossible. He changed.
He had a highly specific and intensely pursued goal, which he set in 1952 after coming fourth at the Helsinki Olympics. He was who he was.
What about you? You can be a firefighter, an astronaut, a pirate, a race car driver.
With a great mustache.
But you change.
I'm still Lego. That's what Lego does.
Well, let's say a person's here at Lake Narracan waterskiing. They fall over. What do?
They get back up.
How?
They've fallen before. They know they look ridiculous, but they're committed to the process.
You almost sounded optimistic.
I am not optimistic.
You just said he'd get back up.
That's not optimism, that's pattern recognition.
And here I was thinking you were being profound.
I've been practicing.
You're a toy.
I'm a marvel that inspires and develops the builders of tomorrow.
Aha, you help people change.
I help people become who they already are. It's in your book.
You read my book.
I'm plastic, not illiterate.
So you know that you declare your identity and you become that person.
And by that logic, if your identity is you can't change, you can't. Don't buy his book unless you think you can change. Or you like a horror story about griffins.
Habit change requires repetition. It's uncomfortable at first.
Then you'd better hope pizza can get delivered to your bathroom.
Me changing the toilet paper direction is not a priority.
What if your I don't want to is actually the habit talking?
Habits can't talk.
Unconsciously, the habit doesn't want to be changed. You convincing you that it doesn't matter is very efficient.
It's not unconscious. People can control their thoughts.
You telling yourself you don't want to is the illusion of control.
You've watched The Matrix too many times.
That uncomfortable feeling you notice is a survival mechanism. When primitive man saw grass move, his nervous system signaled a saber-toothed tiger was hiding.
There are no tigers in the bathroom.
That's what Barry said. I miss Barry.
Baby steps is the answer. Mount the roll vertically.
The paper would flop, and nobody wants it floppy.
Ha, that's what she said.
You know, with jokes like that, I really do wish people could change.
The point is, a little step like mounting it vertically can help.
You'd destroy the hotel industry.
Really? How?
You can only make the triangle of quality if the paper rolls over.
You could make it pointing to the wall.
It'd fall off easily. Wheeler thought of this when he filed the patent.
That doesn't mean it can't change.
If 8 billion people switched to rolling under, the Earth could tip off its axis.
It could not.
Angular momentum equals moment of inertia times rotational speed. 8 billion toilet rolls suddenly spinning in the wrong direction.
That doesn't affect planetary rotation.
Probably not.
Definitely not.
Then there's a lot of toilets in China.
That's still not how physics works.
Maybe that's why Pluto stopped being a planet.
No.
Nobody checked the toilet paper data.
That's not a field of astronomy.
Not anymore.
The awareness is what changes it.
The awareness comes from belief.
And belief comes from awareness.
So how do you step outside that?
I don't know.
Neither do I. You're going to try it again, aren't you?
Probably.
Even knowing all that.
Especially knowing all that.
Don't take me into the bathroom this time.
Of course not. I might need you to order pizza.
Lake Narracan is beautiful.
Yes, it is.
You know, I can't dial, right?